How you
Hey,
doing?
how are you?
Oh, yeah, really good, thanks. Yeah, it's good to chat again. I think we spoke for the Burnt Orange Heresy as
We
well.
did. That's true. Yes, yes, yes. That's right. We did. That's right.
Oh. Well, I haven't got too long today, so I'm just gonna to get started. With
Absolutely.
with the affair, I mean, there's something about kind of period films of this nature. I just love being transported to a whole different world. Is that a
Yeah.
similar thing for you as an actor? Do you find when you take on a role like this in a project like this that you just there's something that sort of taps into quite a sort of play a sort of childlike quality of sort of going the
It is.
costumes and
But
stuff?
it is exactly that. It's like it's like when you were five and you put on whatever costume or and you just start role playing or something. It is that kind of thing. Because I mean, when you're put in these clothes and you're in this location and everything is like, and it really, I mean, it does a lot for you as an actor because it's your own, doesn't it? So you can actually focus on different stuff in a way. But I have a feeling that it's like it sort of really transports you or something. It does, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Is it kind of easier sometimes to access the characters when you're in a kind of costume?
Yes. I mean, you know, in a way, I mean, because I mean, when you're in that house, in that costume, everywhere you look, all of a sudden you're back in that day and age, and it just helps you with the framework of it and the mindset, and there's stuff that just is there naturally. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great performance for yourself, and obviously a great leading performances too from Hannah and Carice. What were they like to work
Um,
with on this project? Because they're two brilliant actresses, kind of at the top of their game, really.
they were so good, and you know, I we shot this. I think a bit of this was shot in like February and March. I was not part of that. I was doing something else. I was actually working, I think, with Carice's husband on the last premiere, or at least her boyfriend, Guy Pearce. And then I went down after I'd done that. I went down and did my bit on the glass room. And so Hannah and Carice had been working for a bit with each other, and it was magical to join them because you totally got the feeling they'd formed a connection that you could just tap right into. So that was really cool.
Mm. Of course, I mean, I know whenever actors make something based on a TV on a book, they often get asked have they read it, but this is based on a really popular, quite famous novel. I just wondered if you did have the chance to get around to
Yes.
reading this, and
Yeah, I did read it. I did read it, but then I also realized that the script is actually so different from the book that I felt I had to leave the book alone and concentrate on the script, because it would sort of, I think, it's two separate works of art and should be seen as that. And there's an inspiration absolutely in the movie from the book, but I had a feeling that I had to leave the book alone and do the movie for the movie.
No, I agree. Because I mean, I was wondering because I mean, obviously Denmark is it's sort of generally quite a small nation, but the contribution from the Danes into cinema is so vast. And if you just look at the last 30 years, we've seen so much incredible talent come out of that country. Why do you think that is? Is it the education? Is it the funding to the arts? Do you reckon there's a reason for this kind of consistent stream of success?
Well, obviously, with this thing happening, it's a question that people have asked, not just me, but a lot of other people as well. And I don't think I've ever heard anyone come up with a great answer, really. I don't know what it is. It must be that we have we're doing something right in our drama schools, and we are. I think one thing that is also perhaps, we're such a small country, so we've always had to learn at least one or two other languages, which is why we're quite strong in language, which means that we can work abroad. And I so wish that I could just say it's because of this and this and this, but I don't have the answer for it. But I have a feeling that, I mean, we are. It's in our upbringing that we need to sort of connect with other people and adapt and learn a different language and look into the world, because we're such a small country. And I suppose, you know, the tradition that we have shaped in and the outlook into the world. Oh man, listen to me. It's all crap what I'm saying. It's making no sense at all. I don't know, but I can totally see what you mean, because we have, I mean, percentage-wise, we are massively out there.
I mean, you mentioned obviously the need to like learn languages, and obviously your English is flawless. But I've always been interested in your accent. It sounds, when you speak English, it almost sounds quite English. Have you spent much time over in Britain?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I think that, I mean, I've spent a lot of time in England, and over the last couple of years, I've worked mainly there, and I think therefore, I think I pretty much, when people don't know me and know anything of where I'm from or anything, they always assume that I'm sort of, they always have a sort of a weird theory of, so were you born in the north of England and then you went and lived in the south for a bit and now you've lived in London? So it seems like a mix. They can't sort of really pinpoint, and I suppose it's because I'm not from any particular, so I'm just taking little bits and bobs of everything from here and there, but they always end up saying, you definitely sound as if you're from here, I just can't tell where you're from.
Because I was going to ask too, I mean, obviously, when I was looking at kind of your credits today and what you've kind of got coming up, you do seem to be one of those actors who is generally very, very busy, which is obviously a great thing. I mean, it seems you've got a very kind of good sort of work ethic installed. Is that something that do you just like to stay busy? You're just one of those actors?
Oh, yes, I do. Yes, I do. But I mean, I totally also, I mean, with the momentum that I got from the Square, I just chose to go with it, really, because obviously it sort of put me in my own little vehicle that just sent me flying, and I just decided, okay, it seems that all kinds of really interesting projects are coming my way, so I'm really just trying to make room for everything that I think is interesting, and so much stuff is coming my way that is interesting. So, and I really enjoy the work, and I enjoy traveling. I enjoy meeting all these amazing people. So it's really a lovely combination of all these things. So, but I actually like to keep busy. I do. I really, and this whole COVID thing where I've not been working since mid-December or something. And that is, now I'm ready to go back to work now, please.
Yeah, same. So my final question, because I realised we're just sort of going over time, was because I was reading about what you got coming up, and It Is In Us All with Antonia Campbell-Hughes directing is something.
Yes, I did that over in lockdown. I mean, we were shooting The Northman during the day, and then I met Antonia on a lockdown project that I did, that Dolly Wells directed, where we were like filming ourselves from all over the world. And then Antonia approached me and said, can I do this part in her movie? So I entirely filmed myself for that.
Yeah. Because I was just wondering, because we interviewed Antonia recently, she was a really great, inspiring conversation. But I just wondered with that, because obviously she's been acting for some time now. Have you given much thought to doing stuff behind the lens? You know, taking on a producing credit, or maybe?
No, I don't think No, never. Actually, that's not for me at all. I think it's not something I don't have sort of an idea of something that I really want to do, or I really want to direct something. No, I think I just want to keep to what I do. It's never really been a thing for me.
Well, keeping to what you do has brought great success so far, so I'm sure it will carry on for some time. But thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
Yeah, cheers.
Take care. Have a nice weekend.
You too.
Bye. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys.
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey